Okay, we can get started now. All right, thank you very much. So I'll just start with my slide. So I prepared a slide for us. Okay, just quickly share my screen and we'll get started. Okay. Um, okay, so it will be an interactive session. I'll give room for us to ask questions and also be able to like interact, and then we'll talk about everything we are doing this evening. So tonight I'll be talking about funding opportunities via grants, funding opportunities via grants. And I realize that we're a blessed group. We have a lot of people in business, and a lot of us do not know the opportunities that are available um, in terms of grants. And sometimes we know, but we don't know how to actually harness the opportunity. Okay, so I'm going to introduce myself in a new light. My name is Lawal Timileyin. I'm a software engineer. I'm a software developer with I do both front end and back end. I'm a full stack developer, and I, by the grace of God, I've had the opportunity of winning funding in competition, about 6 competitions, and counting. By God's grace, I'm going to increase that number this year. I'm already in some already, and I've had the opportunity to, for the past, I'll say, since that's 2019, from 2019 till now, to have had the opportunity just to get free money for things I've been building, to get free money. I don't think there's anything I've worked on that I practically haven't gotten free money for. I'm just build and get something for, basically. In fact, one my first flight was paid from money of like grants. So let's get started. So um okay. So what's the story? How did I get involved in this? So as a student, I was applying for things in school, and we were never selected, basically. So like we understand that there are always two parts, the spiritual part and the physical part. After praying and doing everything. So one of the competitions we I had in school, one of the competition I attended in school, after the competition we lost, and it just came to my mind to ask the judge. I remember it was alt prize is an international competition where you win $1 million. Alt prize, you go from school to school, they will do a competition in each campus. The winner of the campus then they will go for regional, then they will go for country, then everybody will go and pitch at United Nations for $1 million. So I joined a team to compete then. And then after losing, I can remember the name of the idea we went to pitch that day. We were going to give people free internet in exchange for we push ads to them. So we give you free internet, then we push ads to you. And we were not selected. So I felt our idea was really brilliant, and it would have worked. Like our idea was brilliant and would have worked. Like what could have been wrong that we were not selected? So what I did was to accept that I was doing something wrong. And I walked up to one of the judges and I asked him, "Sir, why were we not selected as those that were picked?" And the man told me that day, he called me to a corner and told me, "It's because we asked you for your market size and you said everybody. Regardless of how big or important your solution is, it might not even it may, as big as salvation is, which is the gospel of Jesus, not everybody, not everybody is even accepting it. So regardless of what solution is, you have to have a specific and predefined target audience. Now, this led me to realize that something was innately wrong, and I needed the required skill to to harness this opportunity. I was hearing people around me raise funding by seniors in school, and I was like, "Wow, how do I get this?" I got the training finally, and I've been grateful ever since. So let's talk about the opportunity. Let's talk. Sorry, I want to ask a question. Am I obstructing this slide?
Your slide is clear. We can see it.
Okay,
It's clear.
nothing is on the slide. Okay, okay, that's
Your
good.
phone is on the fly.
Okay. Um, I'm trying to put it in a corner. Okay, let me, or should I hide it in total? Um, okay, trying to make it as visible as possible. Okay, okay. Let me just put it this way. Shrink it to the smallest possible size. Aha. Keep it up here. Okay, so the opportunity for grants in the world is amazing. Do you know that every year, I mean every year, there's over 200 million globally available in grants, $200 billion. Like the opportunity is so large, like it's massive. 200 million billion dollars. And I even picked this $200 billion because it ranges between $200 billion and $500 billion in grants yearly. That's how much grants is being given out yearly. So the opportunities is massive. But the next question you now ask is why why am I not why am I finding it hard to get it? I can see the money in front of me. I can see people collecting grants, Tony and Lumelu. There's so much grants, even more than what you know. Tony and Lumelu is common. Many. So why am I not able to harness this opportunity? That is one of the things we'll be discussing tonight. Why am I finding it difficult to just I'm telling you, for example, if you get Tony Lumelu's grant, it's $5,000. And I know that $5,000 will do a lot for a lot of businesses now. Won't they? Can someone reply me? If you get 7 point something million naira now, how will it affect your business? Wouldn't that be amazing? Can anybody reply me? If you
It
get
would
7 point something million now for your business, how will it affect your business?
it would affect it very well.
Possibly. Yeah.
A long way, it would go a long way.
Yeah. So yeah.
Really
So
good.
and I'm telling you, every year they give it to 5,000 people. Every year. So let's see how we can we what we are doing wrong. Then we'll then learn how do we do it right. What are you doing wrong? One of the things that people that we lack is that we don't look for the opportunity. Now, what I'm going to say now, it's my sound like what is going on? We don't look for the opportunity. Like for example, we are not trying all our best to like we are the grants. If we are hearing all this, oh, there's this number of grants, this number of grants, this that number of grants, where are these grants? So the first thing we are going to the first problem with most people and finding opportunity is that they are not looking for it. Should I tell you one funny? I shared with Dr. Ashika that there was a particular time I hired someone just for her to be looking for grant opportunities for me. She will create an Excel sheet and she will say, these are the grants that okay, I gave her a particular number, amount of money I don't want to go lower than And then I will now tell her, okay, when you find a grant that meets this specific criteria, put it on this Excel sheet. I will determine whether I'm going to apply for it or not. So if you are really really interested, and grant is free money. In fact, they don't reach out. Most times they don't even reach out to you to ask you what have you done with the cash. So looking for it, it's profitable. So the first thing is that you are not looking for it enough. You need to come up with a strategic way on the type of grants you want to get. After that, now you cannot be, okay, for example, you cannot be applying for, you are into tailoring, but you saw a grant that is about medical research. Then you are applying to medical research. That is like putting a square peg into a round hole. They are definitely going to not to pick you because you do not align with the opportunities they are looking at. So for example, where I work in Lagos, there was a time that so I work in a financial advisory firm, and we do have people that are friends too with people that work in the office that will reach out to us and say, do we have startups that they want to invest in? But they have criteria. They will say, okay, I want a female-led startup. I want a company that is led by a woman. So if you go there and apply as a man, they will never pick you. So the first thing is to see the alignment of the opportunities they are investing in against what you are doing. And I'm telling you that grants are not limited. You are just not looking for them enough. Even in the case of those that are into theater arts, that are into cultural things, there are grants for them. I remember there was a time when Wikipedia was giving $500 to people that can upload pictures, that is local pictures. Like if you go to what is this place? Oshun Oshogbo, all this Oshun Oshogbo festival. I don't, maybe I'm not getting the name correctly. Festivals like that, people that take photography. Wikipedia was giving them free money, and you will be shocked that many people will not even apply. You can see that sometimes it might even be two people, and those people will get the $500 free of charge. So try to find the type of grants that align with what you are doing. Remember what we said in the first one: be strategic, look for the opportunities, look for a lot of opportunities, then look for the ones that are suitable to you. Look for the ones that are that are suitable to you, like the one that when you apply, you are a perfect match for them. You stand a higher chance. Let's continue. Okay. Remember the scriptures that says we should, is it cast our net upon many waters or our bread upon many waters? Because you don't know where it will come from. That is the best explanation for this. You want to get a grant of, let's say, $10,000. Okay, this year I want to get a grant. You can be strategic that throughout this year I want to get a grant of $20,000. How many applications do I need to apply for? Do I need to make sure that every month I'm applying for something? And since you are not really putting your mind on, you apply for one, they did not give you, so you are depressed. You rather apply for 10 and you get one and it's $10,000 and you're like, oh, thank God. So we need to do more in terms of applying for grants. We need to do more. That means you are constantly applying for things that match what you are doing, your business set. Oh, people that want to empower women, people that want to empower men, oh, people that want to empower people, medical opportunities, people that want a lot of those things. Apply as much as possible. Come up with a strategy that every month, this is how many applications I want to put in that will give me the results I'm looking for. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, this is now another problem. One of the reasons why people don't get grants or even get to the final stage of most competitions they apply for is because they don't apply correctly. They just send things anyhow and expect a positive result. But tonight we thank God we are going to have the opportunity to learn how to craft your business, whether you are doing it as a pitch or you are doing it as you are registering for something. There is a like a predefined mannerism that will those that are judging are looking for, and we are going to go through it this evening. We are going to go through it this evening. So okay. So the question is how to apply? How do I apply? How do I apply for all these grants I've been seeing? And I will get, you know, until you are picked for something, some people, and this is another thing, people can have negative mind and say, something, something, something. I remember one of the hackathons I went for, um, Inera. Inera hackathon. They were a bit malicious, yes, they were a bit malicious. But then at the end of the day, everybody that got to the final stage was given about 720 something thousand each. 750 or 720 something, above 700 thousand each. That is good money. You didn't work for it, you didn't do anything. You just probably pitch something, pitch your solution, pitch what you're already doing, and you get access to it. So, how do you apply? The first thing is this: when you're applying for a grant, you might even have it down, like you can have it on default. Most grants have similar application. The first thing is they will ask you for your company name. Then the next thing is that they will want to know what is your business like. What is that one sentence that describes what you are doing? What is that one sentence that describes what you are doing? So that one sentence is basically what are you doing and who are you doing it for? So let me give an example. Um, a sentence that will represent what Christianity is about or what the church does is that we are we are providing salvation, and for who? Lost souls. What is Christianity doing? Providing salvation for lost souls. It doesn't have to be complicated. A solution like Paystack, enabling Africans to pay online. Shikena. No storytelling. My mommy said, my daddy, no, 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 nothing like that. What are you doing and what are you doing it for? So I recently applied for a Gemini competition, and with the help of my oga like Dr. Shika. Um, so and it's a medical solution, and they were asked to drop one line of what is the solution about, what did we build. And the one line solution was straightforward. We built a an AI app for radiologists to record and report ultrasound 5x faster. That's all. What are we doing it for? What are we doing? What are we doing it for? What are we doing? Straight to the point. I'm a tailor that makes clothes for women. Shikena. I'm a tailor that makes clothes for rich people. Shikena. You remember the problem and who are you doing it for? The problem and who are you doing it for? No stories, no essay writing, just one sentence. The next thing, now you'll be asked to tell us what problem are you solving? What problem are you solving? So you can see from the example of this guy, if something is holding his leg back from reaching a particular goal. So let's say, for example, um, what example can I can I use now? The example of someone that cooks food. Someone that cooks food. The problem is that I'm solving the problem. Okay, you can put it in this way. People get hungry in the afternoon because they are busy, they only eat in the morning. People get hungry in the okay, sorry. People get hungry in the afternoon because they only prepare meals for morning, and then they come to the office and there's nowhere for them to eat. So the solution I provide is that I provide food for hungry people in the afternoon. I'm providing food. So problem is that hungry people are always hungry in the afternoon. People are always hungry in the afternoon. You can put the market side. So let me use, for example, my startup that am running. So you can say something like this, and it's good to always add statistics. Um, so Nigeria has an housing deficit of about 25 million, and it will require about 2 trillion naira to it will require about 2 trillion naira to build houses to solve this problem. This has resulted in people in cities living in, you can say different things. They are living bad, the type of housing they are staying in. Maximum of your problem statement should not be more than 4 sentences. Or preferably, you have one long sentence that is a complex sentence. So you can say, oh, housing deficit, what it has caused. Just describe the problem in whole. This is the pain point of the user. This is the pain point. This is the actual problem they are facing. This is the actual problem they are facing. Uh, if I've seen a solution where some people created glasses for blind people, to be able to detect things around them. You can have the population of people that are visually impaired and the population of those that need the glasses. You know, Elon Musk just designed something now that will be able to help people that are impaired to see. That's like a miracle, like almost a miracle. And you can explain the number of people that is being affected by that thing. Do you understand? Just keep it brief, make it concise, right there. Problem statement. Write it clearly. The people is affecting, how is affecting them. The people it is affecting, how it is affecting them. What's the result of the problem to them? The next thing, your solution. How is that thing that you've created, how is it making that problem? How is it solving that problem? Just like I said, okay, we're working on the housing deficit. So what our solution is that we are creating a web app that allows people to invest in the renovation of old and abandoned properties. So we are able to then create house cheaper and faster than building from scratch. So you will see that from the problem statement, it was an housing deficit problem. And how we now then solve it is through technology, and then we solve it that way. So we say, okay, we have created this. Okay, what is the solution I'm creating? I'm creating a restaurant that delivers food fast to people, to corporate workers, to people that go to work around 12 p.m. That is the solution. And when you are stating your solution, it has to be one sentence. Nobody has time for long stories. One sentence. And it must address that problem that you have stated above. It must address the problem that you've stated above. Now, people want to see that the problem you are solving is affecting a lot of people. Doctors can correct me for this. There are diseases called orphan diseases, or is it orphan drugs, or I think it's orphan diseases. Yeah. So orphan diseases are diseases that they have a cure. With my perspective, but the number of people affected by that disease is so small that the pharmaceutical companies have decided not to solve that problem. Basically, there are diseases that actually have a cure, but people have refused to solve the problem because the size is small. I'll verify that name properly. But what I'm saying in essence that people want to give you grants, they want to know that your grant is going to affect a lot of lives. So, someone, for example, you cannot go and apply for grants and say, "Oh, I want to be able to buy. I want to be able to buy. Okay, my children want toys, and the reason I'm collecting this grant is to buy toys for them." As genuine as that problem is, when it comes down to it, it can only affect 4 people's life, 5 people's life. People are looking for people that they will give grants, and those people will say, "Oh, I'm trying to reduce, I'm reducing the emission of green gas. I'm reducing the emission of green gas." And you can see this. There's a particular woman that is using, I don't know if you've seen her online. She's using tire to make interlocking. And I've seen her video. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. She's using tire to make interlocking. Wow. Wow, this is awesome. So when she says, "Oh, we are going to reduce burning of tire emission by this percentage, and this, oh, lovely, and it's going to affect 1 million lives." In fact, I can remember in Hot Price is always looking for a solution that can impact 1 million people. So when you are writing your market size, you need to write it in terms of the size of people, and also in terms of the money that you can get. So if so you can write it, and basically it's in terms of the money. So let's say this problem that we are trying to solve affects a affects 1 million or 3 million people or 10 million people yearly, and they are willing to pay 100,000 each. You will see that when you multiply the market size, the number of people affected, by 100,000, you will get the market size. Then you will now say, "Okay, oh, in this market size, oh, I just want to deal with people in Oyo State. So my own market size is 10 billion. If I'm able to solve this problem, I'll be able to make 10 billion. The market size is 10 billion." Do you know why they are concerned about the money? Because they know that if the solution you are bringing does not have economic value, it cannot last. It is a charity. It cannot last. If your solution does not have economic value that is adding, that there's a return, it won't last. It won't last. So that is on the market size, large market size. No matter whatever you can come up with, it's more of an art than a science. So you strategically think of how you can talk about your market size such as it is large. Oh, we have a lot to go through. How it works. Okay, for us, the way it works, I'm going back to our real estate um, idea I spoke about. So the way it works is that there's a website where people can see houses available for renovation. Then they can now make payments to invest in it, and then through they get the returns back through the rents, and then we are able to create more from there. Now, how it works is as simple as that. How do okay, the way we deliver food is that we have like a WhatsApp group that everybody that orders food from us is there, and when it is 11 o'clock, they all order their food, and we deliver by 12. Simple. No long story. No, we now trek. We now no. Just straight to the point. How it works and the solution. That's all. The next part is you need to talk about. So you've created this solution. The problem is big. The market is big. What are you doing differently? What's your unique selling preposition? What's your unique selling point? What is that thing that cuts you out from the rest? So, for example, the company I was using, which is my company anyway, as an example, so what makes us unique? What makes us unique is that rather than build the building from the scratch, we are using already existing building, which is helping us cut the amount to a very small amount to create a new property. It costs us less and it takes less time. So you can say for the food business too, and you can say, okay, oh, what makes me unique is that we have retainership on everybody ordering food from us. Okay, other restaurants, people have to go there again. But because we've gathered all of them in a WhatsApp group, we have customer retention. And when they don't buy today, we can easily check up on them and ask them, oh, why didn't you buy? Oh, we see that you didn't buy. What can we do to be better? And things like that. So we have customer retention compared to other restaurants. That is your unique value proposition. It cuts you out from the rest. Your traction. The truth is that for grants, nobody gives money to anybody that has not done anything. Nobody gives money to a new starter. Nobody. No matter how, if you see any competition and they say, come, bring idea. We even if your idea stage apply, even it's a lie, it's a big lie. They will never pick because compared to compared to you that you're applying with an idea that have not been tested, there will probably be someone that has tested it and then validated the idea and is already in market and just needs that extra push of cash to scale up. So what did I say? Traction does not necessarily mean that you're already making money. Traction might be, let me give an example. Let's say I have a medical solution. I have not deployed it, but I've already gone to like 20 hospitals to tell them that, okay, come and use, this is the solution I've built. It is not totally ready, but will you pay for something like this when we launch? And they will give you a statement that say, please, when you launch, oh, we will pay for this. Now that means you maybe you have like 100 hospitals. That means you already have people waiting for the solution. So you have a wait list. That a wait list is a traction. Oh, we have upon launch, we already spoke to 100 hospitals and they are willing to use our solution. That's a traction. Oh, a traction is that we've built this solution. Oh, with solution, two people have used it, but we are now currently working to build. We built an MVP. Sorry, using the word MVP, minimum viable product. That means the smallest part of that solution. But okay, we are going to something bigger. Remember the restaurant idea I gave? I kept saying WhatsApp group. If someone that has the idea wants to apply for grants, the person can say, "Oh, we already have 35 people on this WhatsApp group. We are currently building our. We are currently looking at building our app, but we've done this by WhatsApp. Everybody that applies for grants that has not started will never get the money. Started in it mean that you have put the first step forward, and what you are needing the grants for is to scale. All right, let's go. Another part that people don't put in when they're applying for grants is that they don't put in what they want to use the money for. What they want to use the money for. What are you using the money for? You want to collect money from us. It is very important that you apply. Okay, this grant is 50 50,000. This grant is 500,000. I've been able to gather people on WhatsApp. If you give me this 500,000, I would say we will move from this WhatsApp to a website. And that website will enable us to move from 35 people to 100 people. Did you get what I just said? What I said is that you are you are going to talk in terms of growth. That's the reason why you have to add your traction. You've done this, but this grant will get you to this. You've done this, but this grant will get you to this. You've done this, but this grant will get you to this, to this. So, and I explained it in this simple way. We've done 35 people on our WhatsApp group. If you give us this $1,000 or $2,000, we'll be able to hire a developer, and then we'll do marketing and be able to move to 1,000 people, to 100 people. They can have measurable growth. So when you're talking about your use of fund, you have to talk about it in terms of measurable growth. This is what it will actually give us at the end of the day. Now, the last part people don't put on their application or when they're applying, or even if they put it, they don't put it very well, is the information about the team, the people that are applying for this thing. If you claim you're applying for this thing, you are this person, ideas are cheap. People that want to give you these grants, they have a reason. It's not like, okay, someone that's probably grew up and could not afford a medical procedure, for example, and is looking to give healthcare people grants so that they can provide better healthcare for people. When you want to apply for that grant and on your team there is no medical doctor, there is no lab person, there is no, you cannot get the grant, because the truth is that that says that your team is not the right fit for the grant and the solution they are looking for. So I was watching a documentary of one of the largest investment company in the world, Y Combinator, for those that know them. And they were like, when they do they are checking people's application, you say you want to build a very technical AI solution, but you are having 1 year experience in software development, you cannot do it. It's not hype. You can't. So the team, the way you have to put in the details of your team is such that it shows clearly that you can solve the problem. For example, back to the catering solution I from just came up with. So you must show that somebody on that solution is a chef. If what they are solving is something medical or whatever related, you must show that, oh, the person has some background in food technology or in food science and tech, or somebody on the team has food science and tech um, um, knowledge and things like that. And you have to show some information that just shows that this team is the right team. Oh, so if you are creating a fintech solution and you want a grant for fintech, at least have some people that have worked in banks, or some, even if they are not the core team, add them under advisory. Add them under advisory. Oh, so add them under advisory on a jovial note. Power didn't just give us light. Praise God. We've been on solar for like 2 days. um, so add them under advisory so that they will see that, oh, even if your team does not have the banking knowledge, you have someone that can help you with it. So also, if you want if you are applying for a tech grant, you have to show someone on your team that is technical. You have to show someone on your team that is technical. I think okay, so with that few point of mine, I hope I've not confused you instead of convincing you that we should take hold of these opportunities that are available for us, and then use it for our business to be successful. Thank you very much. So, okay. Um, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to give the floor to us so that we can ask questions. And yeah, so anyone that is raising up on your hand, oh yeah, you can ask question. Anyone. And I'm going to actually be talking to us on a personal level too. People in medicine, people in, yeah. So we can, who raised up his hand now? You can speak up, please. Thank you. Any question? Yeah, please ask a question. Yes. Mrs. Okay. Any question? Yes, you can speak up. You can just speak up. No need for raising up hands. Can you hear me, ma? Mrs. Oyinloye? I can't hear you if you're speaking. Hello? Dr. Ashika, please, can you hear me? Hello? Can
Yes, I
anyone
can
hear
hear
me?
you. I can hear you, clear.
Okay. Some people raised up their hands and I was trying to get them to ask question. Oh, I think she. Okay, bro, Emmanuel Biggie, you can ask a question.
Really, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you so much, sir, for the um lecture and presentation. Very awesome. So my own question is that it's just a suggestion for clarity. I feel like we can learn better when we practicalize something. Okay, can we, for people that are interested here and people that are willing to do it, can we like form a group, maybe into two? Then we'll do like a presentation about, we just come up with a hypothetical company that we want, like, okay,
Okay,
this is what we are doing, so that we can practice this and people can and learn.
okay. Um,
We
okay, you
feel
are
like that
saying
will
that
work, and
can
we
we
can come and
create a
share the
WhatsApp
next
group where
time.
people
That's my
can that wants to apply for grants can create like a text example for grants, Abby? Okay. Let me give it an example.
Yeah, that's part of it. But one I say that what we have learned now, I feel like it's in practicing that
That
people
is,
can
it
really
will
get the
really
idea. So I'm saying that we can do the pitching to you. You'll be like, so it's not something like maybe we are going to win anything. It's just for us to, like, we are
no, I
talking
get
about
you.
traction. Some people
I'm
it
I'm
might
I'm
still be
open
very
to it.
abstract.
I'm open
And
to
we're
it.
talking about
I'm open to
that.
it.
I'm just saying that it's a suggestion that maybe if anybody are also interested, we can work with that.
Okay. So you can drop if you are interested in joining like our teaser grant practice with brother Emmanuel Biggie, please raise up your hand so that I will, or drop I in the chat message so that he can take up your Dr. Shika, you have to speak up and ask a question. I won't use the WhatsApp one. Uh, okay. So as brother Sextus, I'll get to you. Can I answer Mrs. Ak- Atinuke first? I think she dropped out the last time. So what's your question, ma?
Good evening, sir. Thank you for these trainings. You made it so simple and straightforward. Thanks a lot. So I want to ask, are there some categories of solutions that are not viable for grants, or is it every solution that you could get a grant on? Because
Okay.
yeah, me as I run a restaurant, I usually think that okay, it's supposed to be a personal
Mm,
business. Who will give me a grant on personal
mm,
business? You understand?
okay.
So
So that's an amazing question. Thank you very much. So you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed that a business as yours can get grants. Now, I'm using grant as a generic name. For example, I know bro Sam, bro Emmanuel is a graphics person, and you ask that how do graphics designers get grants? I'm using grant as a generic name. Let me go back to the food business. Do you know that if you it's about positioning, if you align your restaurant such that you can apply for you can apply for eco-friendly solution. You can say, okay, in our restaurant, oh, we don't produce any CO2 gas, or we reduce CO2 gas emission to the barest minimum. We are almost a net negative when it comes to CO2. With that, you have positioned yourself to get grants for eco-friendly solution. While others in Africa are using they are using wood, you can position yourself and say, oh, I'm an eco-friendly restaurant, such that I do not emit CO2. Okay. Did you get that, ma?
I get it.
Yes. So it's about positioning. For someone like Mr. Sam, his own type of grant will be to apply for competitions that tell you to design a graphics design and win some amount. Maybe some people say, oh, and I can even share some with him now. So is this still on the group? I think he logged off recently. There are some product design or graphics design competition that if he positions himself that I want to compete every month to the end of this year, you'll probably most likely win one of them. And they are usually in dollars and thousands of dollars too. So yeah. Okay. So brother Sixtus, Dr. Ashika, you will be the last person with all this questionnaire you sent to me. Okay.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Tibi. It was really enlightening. So I want to ask my question, painting a scenario. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So the last things you talked about, concerning your team, I think
Okay.
that's where I had the greatest issue. I applied for a grant once, and I got to the final stage, and they knocked me off. So I just gave up.
Mm.
Yeah. So concerning your team, take for instance, I'm building a financial solution.
Okay.
Yes. I'm not in finance. I'm a
Okay.
tech, and I put together a couple of tech friends, and we
Okay.
decide to build a financial solution. So where
Okay.
in team am I going to bring in, say, a an accountant or something? It's someone
Okay.
in the financial industry.
Okay. So I get your question, and I'm going to answer it. So there's this narrative that people paint to us about pay stacks. Do you know pay stacks, sir?
Yes, I
Yes.
do.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So they paint this narrative to us that pay stack guys are tech guys, and they don't have any banking background, and they created pay stack. That is a big lie. Their CFO is a finance person with years of experience. And the truth is that they also, both Ezra and the Shola, they've worked on banking solutions for many years. They could reflect that they know, because what it means is that you can't solve a problem you don't really know. So the people that are giving the grants, if you don't show that you have the experience of the problem, or you have someone in the team that really understands the people that have the pain points, they will believe you don't have something concrete to really solve the solution, to solve the problem. The way to solve that is that we all have friends. You can add your
Yeah.
friend that is a banker as one of the advisory on the board, or one of your uncle that, so for example, I think we were able to raise for my startup some thousands of dollars. And one of the things we did was that one of our early investors, he has like he works for one of these leading consulting organization. So with the man's picture is always there to validate us as that we have business experience. Because how do we explain that we just came out of school and we are doing real estate and we want to raise millions? So we need to add that person as a face to show that um Okay, let me. Oh, the screen is recorded. I would have showed you our pitch deck and show you people that they're there. So just find a way to add the person as an advisory, someone you know that can serve as a board advisory to solve that problem. That's how you solve that problem.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Bros, where's this brother that was said he wants to create a group? Okay. Okay. The next person I'll be calling is Dr. Ashika. Yeah, send me WhatsApp message, but we won't be able to record the message if he doesn't say it to the whole team. So, Dr. Ashika, read the mic to you. You can read your
Okay, good
questions
evening,
and we'll
everybody.
answer them.
Can you hear me,
Good
please?
evening. Your voice is
Okay.
clear, sir. Loud
So,
and clear.
okay. So I just felt that the idea of this I believe that the idea of this presentation or this the idea of this presentation is to make people apply for grants. People who want to apply for grant, not like people are thinking about it, or people who don't want to. So I just wanted to know, has anybody applied for grant before here?
Mm.
And possibly, okay, sisters have said one, maybe one or two persons say, has anybody applied for a grant? Has anybody outside you applied for a grant? Has anybody, what was your experience? Did you win? Did you not win? Is anybody
Okay.
planning to apply for a grant here? So
Mm.
that's just a simple question. So let
That,
me even
that
start
that's a
with
beautiful
myself.
question.
Let me start with myself.
Okay.
I've applied for 2 grants. I've never done that before in my life. Funny enough, the second grant I applied for, the one we did in our church. So I just felt like, let me just try and all that. I did it in a hurry and all of that, but it was not. I didn't win anything anyway, but it was an experience going through the process. So there's one I also tried to do some time ago, maybe like a year before now. But one of the things I noticed, 2 of them I didn't win any of them anyway. But I think one of the things I noticed that, in fact, it's like almost all of them I submitted maybe like 10 minutes before deadline. Like I was almost on the edge, understand. Once you're on the edge like that, you're in a hurry. You're trying to do last minute touches, like you're trying to
Mm.
catch up and all of
Mm.
that. So, but it was an experience for me. Also, I've
Okay.
also noticed maybe in the healthcare space that there are a lot of grants on the air for people. I know most people are not okay. For me, it's the time to go and search for those things, put it together, and apply for, which I plan to do in the future. So that just basically. So I want to know other people's experience. Have you applied? Did you win or did you not win? What was the experience? Aside
Okay.
of our presenter, thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. So, if you have applied for grants before, can you please just signify it by raising up your hands or sending I? You've applied for a grant before. I know Mr. Sextus. Okay, Mr. Damola. Mr. Damola, where have you been? I've been looking for your face. So, that's my guy. He has been so helpful. Bro, Ayo, have you applied before?
Okay, thank you, sir. I did in the last TCN
Okay.
contest where we were asked to talk about our business and then what we need the fund for. So I did the video. I mean, it did video. So I thought I'll be picked for the grant, but somehow it just didn't happen.
Okay. Okay. But did you understand one of the reasons that you were not picked from today's class?
Well, yes, I do. But when I looked at the people that were picked, the kind of business they do. some of them I felt, to be very honest, I felt they shouldn't have been given. I felt some other people needed it more.
So I want
Because
to.
my kind of business was more like to take the business to the next level where we can now employ more people, and then particularly to have some equipment that are really, really necessary to scale the business up.
So I would have loved to see access to what you used to apply. The truth is that people want to, when it comes to grants, the people that get it are the people that look like it will have the most impact in their business. Like I said, you must show a level of traction. And most likely, most times, is like people give things to people that they look like they almost succeed. They're already about to succeed or something. Like I don't the most viable products are the one that usually get the money. And it is based on storytelling. That's what I've realized. It's based on storytelling. And another thing, let me quickly add, maybe I didn't have that. We can't always get all the grants we apply for. So that's why I said in the training that we need to apply for a lot. So it's like when you apply for like 10 and you only get two, you don't feel bad. Do you understand, sir? So it just works that way. So, but if you apply for one and they did not give you and you're feeling bad, you have not yet understand the drill. So, I think I once shared with Dr. Ashika the Excel sheets. Um, Dr. Ashika, can you remember? Um, that I work with someone, and there are many times that grants don't go our way. Many times, many times. Okay, so
I remember I saw the Excel sheet. I've not seen anybody, I've never seen anybody have such. I think it's the first time too I saw a large Excel sheet on ground by anybody.
okay, thank you. um, I saw Mr. Darmula. He raised up his hand. Good evening, sir.
No, I just raised my hand to indicate that I've attempted grants.
Yes, I wanted to know your
Um,
experience.
there's one grant going on now. I don't know if I think they extended it. Is a Goshen grant by King's Court of Redeemed Christian Church of God, which I share with some. Is in Via Lagos.
Okay.
So I think they extended. So some can use that to practice.
So what did you apply with, sir? Have you applied?
No, I'm not applying to that. My own kind of grant is more in academics and joints program. Though I have not been able to win personally, but I've been in team that win, and I've also worked on team of people that win what they call big grants. So incidentally, when you send the training on grants, yesterday I also attended one training on grants.
Oh,
If
awesome.
the video is available, maybe I might share
You
with
share.
some people
So your
personally.
big grants of medicine, academic stuff. Can you share like what was the experience like?
Well, the actually teamwork is very important.
Okay.
Then number two, at times, like there's a prof I work with in UI, Professor Adenikinju. He doesn't wait for grants. He has different people. You write proposal on this, so they will develop different proposal waiting for
Mm,
opportunity.
so it's
And
strategic.
he is actually an economist, but he has grants in health, he has grants in agriculture. So what we do is that once he see the grant, he will just call on two people from that agric collaboration. So the
Mhm.
grants,
Wow.
so they will now be co-PI, co-principal investigator. So some people in their field there are opportunity, but they don't know what to do. So he will take it and bring them as a member. So
Awesome.
he
Lovely.
is one of the I think one of the person that I know has be able to with the team. They've attracted a lot of grants. They are
Mm.
big. They are big
So
grants.
you what I can get from what you just said, sir, is very profound. You have to be strategic about it. Like there's no you can't wait for the opportunity. You have to be prepared. For me, my own way of preparing is anticipating all the grants that are on ground and applying to as many as possible. For him, is developing proposals down, and when those opportunities that are aligned with those proposals, it can easily. And one thing you also said that I love is that he will look for people that when they see the team, they can see that these people are able to execute. That's amazing. Like that's just the truth. So I you have you that was an amazing experience, sir. Thank you very much. Any other person? Has any other person won a grant here? The- okay, Miss. Okay, okay, she just came in. Okay, okay. So basically, I think we should all apply. I'm telling you, it's going to change the way we it's going to change the way we raise funding. A lot of times people look at their businesses and they are looking at debt financing, they are looking at people that will invest in equity. But the truth is that many of these grants can be life changing, and you won't have to have a chip on your neck to be worrying about how do I pay this back, how do I pay that back. And then we can have a very good team. Like what I told some people, that my one of my biggest joy is to see that our soul prospers, even as our spirit also prospers, and we'll grow from there. Um, was anybody blessed this evening by the stuff that was said?
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. And okay, even okay, I saw my brother clapping. Mr. Kenny. Even in drama, there's grants actually. I will look for some opportunities that pertains to I even saw I might check some opportunities that pertains to people on the group, and then we can maybe have a opportunity where we can share opportunity to people of prayer. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
getting message.
please, please, I just have one question here.
Okay.
Can I check? Okay.
Yes, you
So
are.
I usually think, thanks for the insight. I really do appreciate. I usually think grants were just like government grants, like only government give grants.
Mm,
And I think, I used to think it was for those in the like contractors and the lights. So my question to you now is,
okay.
do do they require like something like payback or a form of interest after giving out the grants? Like the government or organizations, because I know now it's not only government, do they
Okay.
require a form of interest back, or they just give the money and that's it?
They just
Or
give
is
the
there
money
any
and that's it.
and that's it? Oh,
Yes. So I
wow.
know it's that is something from for a business person. I know you're a business person and you're like, free money. So for example, there's a woman recently, her and her husband, they've invested a lot and they've made a lot of money. So there's a particular university in the US called Albert Einstein School of Medicine. And in that university, their school fees has become, it's a very good university for medicine. And their school fees has become very expensive. Her and her husband is late and she's really old. They give $1 billion in grants so that every student that goes to that school will not pay school fees. You can Google about her. Not like if anybody that goes to that school henceforth, their school fees is free. So she and her husband give out $1 billion. So there are even academic grants for going to school. There are technological grants for software developers like me. There's something I shared with some people in church. You might have seen it on my status too. Um, there's a grant I'm currently in for it's a you have to build something, then they will give you a grant, like a award. I think is about $300,000 for it. So that is technical grant. There's grant for people that they want a particular culture to be known. Let's say you are a rich person, you want Igbo culture to be known, and then you give a grant to people that are in drama to organize shows around the world that that show Igbo culture. You can be in art, fine art, and you get grants. You can be in photography, you get grants. I remember one of my aunts growing up. Funny enough, yeah, that's true. One of my aunts, she got a grant for essay writing. I think World Bank that time, $5,000 years ago. Um, so you just need to look at what am I doing and what are the opportunities available for what I'm doing. How can I tailor what I'm doing to people that want to give things? So I sent something to um, Dr. Ashika yesterday. Um, so we're working on something, but that's another thing. So I sent something to him, an organization that they give grants to people that run orphanages. Like they help them build new buildings, they do stuff like that. So and for academic grants, okay, you can. For example, people in medicine. If I read medicine, maybe I'll be a billionaire by now. Um, People in medicine have a lot of grants, so you can see, okay, what are the grants? What sectors are people putting money in? How do I coin what I'm doing to access that grant? To be able to do. I remember Dr. Chika telling me of one man that they gave him enough money to build an hospital, I think in Port Harcourt. Dr. Chika, am I right? That man that you
Yes,
told me about
that's in Mayor
in
Clinic.
Jos. Okay. So that's one grant. So it's about tailoring but one thing I'm
Faith
sure of,
Foundation, Abi.
you said what, sir?
No, I was just trying to confirm from Dr. Asika if it's Faith Foundation.
Yes, it's Faith Foundation. Yes.
So
Yeah, not different.
yeah.
It's very massive.
So there is grants, but the truth is that nobody will ever give money to a simple starter. Like you've not done anything, you've not worked on anything, you just want grants. That will not work. And also the I think the take home is get your team right, look for the opportunities that suit you, and apply to as many as possible. If one does not work, don't give up, apply for more because when it comes, it's just free money, basically. And most of the time, if you are diligent enough to even use the money for what they ask you for, you might even get more. So that is so people like on a constant basis, Melinda Gates and Bill Gates Foundation are giving people money for medicine, malaria, research under malaria. So if you see that the grants that they are giving is under this sector, you can actually position yourself such that you get grants from that sector. So yeah. Okay. Um, we thank God for this evening. I think we've used all the time that we can use. Thank you for everybody for attending. I'll try to get the video from our channel sponsor, Bro Oluwamaewa. Do have a great evening. God bless you. Thank you.
God bless you too. Good night.
God bless you. Thank you, sir.
No, thank you.
Thank you very much. Really
Thank you
appreciate
very much,
it.
sir. Good night, everyone.
Always. Good night, sir.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night to you all.
Yeah, good night, everyone.
Bro, but Ayo, please, we need please can you leave the group so that we can download the recording. Bro Ayo. Bro Ayo. Bro Ayo. Okay, thank you.